Welcome. There are a lot of changes to Parts Watch in the 57 release, so be sure to watch all of the videos to know what those changes are. This video will show you what's new in existing inventory reports, and we're only going to touch on each briefly. So if you have any questions on how to use the functionality and you don't find the answers in F1 Help, then please contact customer support for assistance. Okay, let's get started with a change to the part lookup search, which now looks at letters and numbers and ignores spaces, special characters, and punctuation during the lookup. So this new functionality is used on the start and end part number fields, on the Lisa transactions, Lisa part ranking, Patty reports, part ledger, inventory count, inventory info, inventory cost, lost sales, price change reports, and a few inventory utilities, the price percent, popularity ranking, the inventory mass update, and the bulk parts delete. And next, we've added the ability to narrow the report output by description. So let's go to one of the inventory reports. And instead of adding a filter to each report, we've added it to the advanced criteria, making it available to most of the inventory reports. The field allows up to 36 alphanumeric characters to filter for parts that contain a value in the description or that starts with a value. So here's an example of all Wix parts that start with AIR to get all my air filters. And now here's an example of the same report by parts that contain AIR to make sure I get all of them. And following advanced criteria functionality, you can further limit the report results by adding other filters that either meet one or the other criteria, or other filters that meet both criteria. Okay, next let's go to the inventory count report, where we've added 3 new filters to more customize the report. So now you can report the total stock, only what's available, or what's on reserve, or none for a blind count. And same with cost, report it or not. It actually uses the value of the part pricing default setup on the control system general setup screen to output. So here it is with prices, and here it is without. And the report can be output in single spacing to conserve paper, or double spacing now if that makes it easier when you use it for a physical count. And before we move on, a system control has been added to the general setup screen to customize the stocking level, so only the ones you use are reported. It's also on the purchasing setup screen, and if you change it in either place, it'll change it in both. So here's the report with min only, and here it is with min max. And next, let's see the changes to the lost sales report. We're not going to get into the changes to tracking lost sales. However, there are 2 setups on the invoice options screen that are used to determine when to automatically track lost sales that affect changes to the report. The track escape at cell quantity field as lost sales automatically records items added to the cell line and then canceled as lost sales. And the track canceled items as lost sales field auto tracks lost sales when a part is deleted after sourcing or the cell quantity is zeroed out. So a new recorded by filter on the lost sales report screen lets you report all lost sales, only those canceled, or only those from hitting the escape key, or only those manually recorded. Also, if you track lost sales for source deletes, you can filter the report by source, and for multi-store, by the source type of company stores, which are stores within your database, or outside sources. Okay, now part notes are added from the part maintenance screens, and the part notes report is output from the invoice options screen under the form setup tab. It now has a checkbox to include notes, text, or not, because you may only want to see what parts have notes, or you may not want to see the actual note text. And next, the PO receiving report can now be output with the zone bin from the main part entry screen or not. And with a new setup on the control system purchasing setup screen, the report can be output with the zone bin. Here it is with, and here it is without. And while we're here, let's look at a change to the PO report. The report shows an asterisk if the by quantity rule is used for the PO, and some people like to see it and others don't. So we've added a new setup called PO report print asterisk to the purchasing setup screen, and if it's checked, the asterisk shows, and if it's not checked, then it doesn't. And we'll stop here, so be sure to watch the rest of the videos on changes to Parts Watch in 57. And thanks for joining us.